All right. So this is an eviction notice, and Kristen, Abraham Ritter is here or not?
Yes, he is, Your Honor.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, and then Kristen Carter, where are you?
Right here.
And then where is Andrew Henry?
Right here.
Okay. I understand that a 3-day notice was given, but these folks have filed an answer. You think you have, you think that you are entitled to stay in the property? Is that correct?
We're not asking to stay. However, Judge, I do apologize. I didn't know when to ask this of you. I had a seizure about 30 minutes ago. I have these with my brain condition, and I'm not feeling the best right now.
Okay.
There's no AC in this house because the utilities have been disconnected. The electricity is on. However, they took the faceplate off the thermostat. So it's
they
like
forcibly
really
tried to evict us.
Mr. Ritter, please.
Okay, so are you asking for a continuance?
It's very hot in here. I don't know what to do. I'm sorry.
Okay. Well,
we would like to get a continuance. That way
well.
we can get our stuff together. They had thrown all of our stuff outside, so a lot of our evidence.
All right, well, hold on.
Misplaced.
Let's go about, I've read your answer. I've read your answer. But on the issue of the petition, are you objecting to the eviction?
Yes.
Okay, and what is your legal grounds for the eviction? So that
because
means you want to stay.
Your Honor, if I can,
the forceful eviction.
Stop. Go ahead, Mr. Holmes.
Okay. I believe the person that's talking, is Abraham Ritter, or is that Andrew? Is Abraham Ritter on here?
Yeah, I'm on here.
He's the gentleman in the orange.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay. If I can, Your Honor, just give a brief synopsis of what's going on here.
Go ahead.
Okay. So what happened is that Abraham Ritter lives next door to both Kristen Carter and Andrew Henry, who were evicted out of this park by Eric Bruce in case number 23 LM 532. My client, Mr. Ritter, made the mistake of allowing the two of them to come over to his home after they got evicted, of which he told them they could stay there a couple of days since they were essentially homeless. Well, that turned into multiple days and both of them refusing to leave his home, wherein actually Mr. Ritter felt uncomfortable enough that he had to leave his own home. And in the meanwhile, Eric Bruce, who runs the park, gave my client a 14-day 30 for having unauthorized occupants, essentially the people that they had just evicted from the park. And so we then served a 3-day, they're not tenants, they're essentially squatters in Mr. Ritter's home, of which Mr. Ritter gave him a 3-day notice telling them that they needed to move and get out of his home. And they have refused to do so. And so we're here today to get them out of his home so that Mr. Ritter can go back to his home and be there. That's what this is all about.
Your Honor, may I say something?
Well, which one of you can be the spokesperson? You or
this is Andrew?
Are you going to speak for the both of you, or is Ms. Carter?
I am not feeling well at all. However, that information is incorrect. A lot of it.
All right, Mr. Andrew Henry, what legal right do you have to be in that residence? Answer the question. Don't go off on a far.
Can you say that one more time?
What legal rights do you have to be in the property? Are you paying rent?
Yes, we do. I have the text messages. How much
per month do you pay for rent?
We actually paid him some cash, and then we also paid by doing repairs on the house. We fixed the front porch. We babysit his dog when he goes to work, as well as we do cleaning and housely duties that were not done before.
All right, so it's your position that you plan to stay in his house unless you're evicted?
It's my position that due to the forceful eviction, they have got us a lot of debt because of this, and they have misplaced $1,500 by throwing all of our property outside. So we want to countersue for that money back.
Mr. Holmes, do you want to proceed with your evidence?
Yes, I do, Your Honor. Your Honor, I call Abraham Ritter.
We need to
Please raise your
clear
right
things up.
hand.
A lot of that was not true.
Please raise your right hand, Mr. Ritter. You solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, please proceed.
Mr. Ritter, please state your name for the court.
Abraham Ritter.
And Mr. Ritter, do you live at 1201 North Money, Lot 3 in Augusta?
Yes, sir.
And do you own that mobile home?
Yes, sir.
And does Christian Carter and Andrew Henry, did they live next door to you in a mobile home?
Yes.
And were they evicted from their mobile home, as I indicated, in another case in which they were removed from their home?
Yes.
All right. And when they were removed from their home, did they come to you and ask you if they could stay in your home for a period of time?
Yes.
And did you tell them that they could stay in your home for a couple of days?
Yes.
All right. And when approximately was that, Mr. Ritter?
Middle of July.
All right. And was that soon after they were evicted and a writ was served on them, which I believe was served on June 28th of 2023?
Yes.
So soon after that?
Yeah.
And did you tell them that they could stay there only for a couple of days?
Yes.
All right. And after that period of time passed, did you ask them to leave your home?
Yes.
And what was their response to you?
They said, we'll have a place soon. We'll have a place soon. That's all it's ever been.
All right. And they are still in your home?
Yeah.
All right. And have you actually felt that you had to move from your home because of them?
Yeah.
Where are you currently staying now?
I'm staying at my mom and dad's house.
All right. And in fact, it indicates Lori is the person. Is that your mother?
Yes.
All right. And did the Christian Carter and Mr. Henry, did they ever pay you any rent?
No.
All right. And have they said that they were going to do chores for you in return for staying in your home?
They willingly did it on their own. I didn't ask them to do anything.
All right. Are you here today asking them to be removed from your home?
Yes.
All right. We have submitted a couple of documents. The first one is Exhibit 1, which is actually the court proceedings that removed them from the home next to yours. Is that accurate, Mr. Ritter?
Yes.
All right. And you then also prepared what we've marked as Exhibit 2, which is a 3-day notice that you gave them on July 31st of 2023. Is that your notice that you gave them, Mr. Ritter?
Yes, sir.
All right. And that notice that you gave them asked them to be out by August 3rd of 2023. Is that accurate?
Sir. Yes, sir.
All right. And you've already indicated they're still in your home and refuse to vacate.
Yeah. Yep.
And are you here today asking the court to assist you in getting both of them out of your home?
Yes, sir.
And is it your intent that you want to be able to return to your home?
I would like to be able to return to my home and live there.
All right. We also submitted to the court what we've marked as Exhibit 3. And Exhibit 3 is actually a notice from First Family Living. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And that was a notice made out to you advising you that if you didn't get them out of your home, that they were going to file an action against you to have you removed from your home or have your trailer actually moved due to the violation of having both Christian Carter and Mr. Henry in your home.
Yes, sir.
All right. And in order to try to comply with what was served on you on 8/7 of 2023, did you contact our office, Mr. Ritter, and ask for us to help assist you in getting them out of your home?
Yes, sir.
All right. Your Honor, I would ask the court to I'm going to offer both Exhibit 1, which is just actually the court proceedings in the prior eviction, but also Exhibit 2, which is my client's 3-day notice, as well as Exhibit 3, which was a notice to my client asking from the park, asking that he get them out of his house in order to comply with having unauthorized occupants in his home.
All right. Any objections?
I can't see the document.
Hearing none, they will be admitted.
I cannot see the document.
Oh, okay. Well, let's put them up on the screen then.
And I suppose we're going to continue this, even though
No, we're not continuing it.
I don't know if I can sit here.
All right. Well, let's. Okay, I can take judicial notice. I was the judge that ordered the eviction in the 2023 LM 532. So,
yes, and that's also, I wanted to come forth and with all due respect, ask that due to that conflict of interest and you being on that case, I do feel very uncomfortable with you being the judge on this case, just due to the fact that you know those details. And I feel that you knowing about the past eviction and now their attorney has been brought into this case amongst others, my old landlord in this document, which was never told to me.
Well,
I do want to request a new judge.
Okay, well, your request for recusal is denied.
Okay.
And even if you had a new judge, the new judge could take judicial notice of the court records on file.
Right.
Judicial district. Okay, so that one is admitted. Next one.
And is there no way I can get a continuance? Because I do not.
Well, I would like to give you a continuance, but I'd also, if you don't have any legal reason to be in this man's house.
I do.
We do. We have text messages.
That's what I would like to do.
Well, I'm going to give you your chance. I'm going to give you
where everything is not clear.
All right.
Yeah, everything is untrue.
Guys, this is not a free-for-all where we just throw in whatever we want. We have order. Now.
The court has text messages that was sent.
Andrew,
stop.
Please.
Stop. Okay, here's the second exhibit that you wanted to see and you're entitled to see. This is the 3-day notice to quit for non-payment of rent, notice to leave premises. You should have seen that by now. That should have been tacked to the door or presented to you.
Yeah. But non-payment of rent, there was never an agreement to pay rent.
All right.
There was a verbal agreement that he would let us stay.
Exhibit 2 is admitted, but you have seen that. That was tacked to your door, right?
I have seen that, yes.
Okay. All right. Then it is what it purports to be. Okay. Here's notice to quit dated August 7, 2023 from Family Living. And this is addressed to Lori and Bart and Emily and Abraham and any other residents. This is Exhibit 3 where he was told he would have to move.
Well, the home cannot be moved because it is older than 19.
Okay, but do you have
so
any?
That's incorrect, and that was made up from what I understand and what I've heard.
It was made up. What do you mean?
She made that to kind of put an extra juncture into this case, and
they're working together.
Evidence. Yeah, I mean, it's
okay.
There was an issue that happened that made them work together.
Hearing no objection.
I have all the text messages explained.
Sir.
Okay, Andrew, please.
Hearing no objection, Exhibit 3 is admitted. Again, go ahead.
We did have an objection.
Okay, what was your legal objection?
my legal adjustment is a falsified. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Next exhibit. Objection overruled.
Oh my gosh.
That was all three.
That was all of them? Okay. Anything else, Mr. Holmes?
No, Your Honor. I believe that my client's mother, Lori Ritter, who is also, I think she's also present, but she's also assisting Mr. Ritter due to some disabilities that he has.
Okay.
He lives in the home, but I believe, is Lori there?
Actually, this is Bart. This is his father.
All right, the father is there with him, and I just have a few questions for Mr. Ritter, the father.
All right, Mr. Ritter, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay, please
All right,
proceed.
thank you. Mr. Ritter, can you please state your name for the court?
Bart Allen Ritter.
And Mr. Ritter, are you the father of Abraham Ritter?
Yes.
All right. And you and your wife, I believe, did you purchase this home for your son?
That is correct.
All right. And does your son typically live there by himself?
Well, yes, he has shared custody of his daughter, his 17-month-old daughter. But yeah, normally it's him, or when he has the week he has custody of her, she's with me.
All right. And is it fair to say, Mr. Ritter, that your son has some disabilities?
He has some learning disabilities, yes.
All right. And can you share just briefly what that is?
Well, he was diagnosed at an early age. I think he was about 3 or 4 with autism on the autism spectrum. He also has a reading disability. He reads at about a 4th grade level. He is employed and is independent, but he does have those disabilities.
All right. And the reason for my asking, is it easy for sometimes for him to be taken advantage of?
I believe so, yes.
All right. And do you feel that in this particular case that the defendants have taken advantage of him by taking and moving into his home and actually forcing him out?
Yes, I believe so, yes.
All right. And you were here assisting him as well because he's currently living back in your home over this situation?
Correct. He doesn't feel comfortable living there.
All right. I don't have anything further, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Any further evidence at all? Nothing?
We rest, Your Honor.
All right. Now, Mr. Andrew, Mr. Henry, are you going to speak first?
Can I ask questions
raise
to
your right hand? Oh, you want to ask a question? Go ahead. You want to ask a question?
I want to cross-examine the witness.
All right.
Or the plaintiff.
All right. That would be the gentleman that just testified. If you want to come back, he wants to ask you some questions.
Yes,
Go ahead.
And you are under oath.
Carter, you're not to be speaking now. Go ahead.
Okay, so Abraham, I just wanted to ask, whenever you allowed us to move in, did we give you a specific time frame in which how long we would be there? And did I clearly ask you how much you wanted front and what we could do to earn our stay there?
I told you I didn't want anything.
Wait a minute. Who's he cross-examining? I thought he was cross-examining the gentleman that just testified.
No, Abraham.
Now, we're certainly out of order. But go ahead.
Yeah, you asked me if I wanted anything, and I said no.
And so you didn't say that you would settle for and as well as cleaning and fixing of things?
You guys wanted to do that
and taking
on your
care
own.
of your dog?
You guys wanted to do that on your own.
So if I'm able to submit to the court, I wouldn't be able to submit to the court any text messages?
You guys wanted to do that stuff on your own. I said I could care less if you did it or
And
not.
so I have no text. Do I not have any text messages? I would not have any text messages saying where you allowed me to do that in exchange for my stay there as a tenant. And have you not referred to yourself as my roommate?
No.
And haven't we been there for over 2 months?
At least a month.
And have you ever asked me to get out without your parents being in the middle of it?
Multiple
Yourself.
times. Multiple times.
You've asked me personally.
I've asked you guys to leave with the eviction notice, and the eviction notice was my idea.
Okay, so you asked once the eviction was served, but you
All
never
right,
asked one time before that.
It seems like we keep asking the same question in different ways.
I'm just trying to show that I have in text message, Your Honor, that I can submit to the court
Well,
where
I'll give you a
Abe did
chance
say we
to
could stay there
introduce
for up to 6 months.
All right. Well, I'll let you introduce that in due time.
Okay.
Any other questions?
I would also like to ask, Abraham, is it true that your mom came in and shut off utilities and we didn't have any utilities
Yeah.
for a forceful eviction?
We still don't have.
Ms. Carter, you're not testifying right now.
Abraham, is that correct?
Yes.
And does Kansas statute forbid that? Do you know?
I don't know.
Objection, Your Honor. Calls for a legal conclusion.
Sustained.
Abraham, is it also true that your mom came in and misplaced our property and threw it all outside
Nope.
before the court proceedings?
Nope.
Is it not? I have a police report showing that. Is that not true that the police were over there and that we filed charges against them?
I don't know. I was at work.
Okay. No further questions.
All right. Any further evidence, Mr. Holmes?
No, Your Honor.
All right. The plaintiff rests. Now, Mr. Henry, do you want to testify first?
Yes, please.
All right. Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
All right. Please proceed. Go ahead.
Okay. So basically, Abraham allowed us to move in because of the situation next door when we was evicted. We was evicted because of my background. However, I was on the lease for 2 years before, and my background was ran. There was actually a conflict of interest in that whole situation. So Abraham knew about the whole situation, and he allowed us to move in exchange for really just to have somebody there and to do the work that he didn't do, because Abraham is really sloppy and doesn't take care of things around the house, as well as he had a dog who was tearing up everything there whenever he was gone. And his parents keep him on budgets where he can only spend so much money every so often. And so he wanted money for like his paws and things like that. And we was able to accommodate that in exchange for the room that he had that was extra. This home is his home. He was able to make that decision. We've been friends way long before this situation even came to occurrence, and they tried to kick him out. The things didn't go sour until we had seen abuse on an animal that was in the home, and my wife had made comments about this abuse. As soon as the comments were made and we asked for the dog to be taken back to the Humane Society or the cops to be called, that is when his mom stepped in and came in and tried to forcefully evict us out of this home. She came in and she shut off all the utilities. We have not had water. We have not had electricity. And she has barged in the home multiple times without being a tenant in this home, has misplaced our property. We had $1,500 that we had saved up to move that is no longer there. We filed a police report on this. We have lost a cat because of this. It's been a nightmare.
Ms. Carter, did you want to testify?
Yes, please.
Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, please proceed.
So again, if I repeat what he said, I apologize. I might just go back over it to kind of get my things in line. In our past eviction, I know that it does look terrible as far as that. However, that is not a characteristic of us. This has never happened to us before. In the previous eviction, come to find out, the police actually had to tell me through this incident when they had thrown our things out by the garage, and some of it in the garage, but it was definitely thrown everywhere. The police informed me of why we were evicted at that time, because I never actually knew the real reason, and Angie would never give me a specific reason. But they had informed me it was because Andrew didn't pass the background check. However, he had been on there for 2 years previous. So I just want to clear that up. Just because the defamation of character, things have been around town. It's really hard to hear because we're not these people. Again, it's not a characteristic of who we are. My kids have been with my mom now since this has happened to keep them away from everything and away from this mess. And I only get to see them on the weekends. We did not take advantage of Abe. We have the text messages, as you've heard from Andrew. They all will show you that he was in complete agreement, and actually at one point had offered it to us before those messages and when he saw us in the yard packing. We've known Abe for a while, since we lived here for 3.5 years, and he's lived here for, I'd say, about a year and a half. I'm not exactly sure on the time. We never had any issues with him. I was informed by the police, and we did see it living in our old home, that there have been other people in and out of Abe's home that have lived here, that he's welcomed in, kind of in and out. And I was told that he's given numerous house keys out to those people as well. I cannot remember the officer's last name, but that's in the report with them. If you, need proof, I don't know how that would work, but, so they informed us of that. I do have a house key that was given to us by Abe. I have it on me if anyone would like to see that. It has an M&M on it. So he was more than forthcoming in letting us stay. There was never an expiration date for this stay. Again, in the text messages, you can see that. He never asked us to leave. I asked Abe, and Andrew asked Abe, do your parents know? Are they aware we're here? Because we knew that may be a conflict. His answer was always no. They do not care that you are here. And so that is what we went by. And then all of a sudden, after, the puppy that he had had become too much for him. I don't know what happened. His mother came over one morning early in the morning and slammed the door open to the room that we were staying in and told us to leave, just yelling. I informed her that, the dog was not being taken care of, that he was being abused. So she actually told me, okay, well, I'm going to take him to the Humane Society. She did not know that he had the dog due to previous dogs, I guess she had said that he hadn't cared for. But away from that, but I have also text messages. I helped clean Abe so much. I would do his laundry. I did so much outside work. I'm not even supposed to be outside like that. I did it not only out of appreciation for letting us stay, but for the agreement that we verbally made between even just me and him. I honestly, I'm beside myself. I don't know how this has happened. And then coming into the home after, he's told us that we're okay, that we have time to find a home, and saving that money that we had. And now I don't have anywhere to go because I don't have any money. That was displaced in all the movement of things. And maybe I shouldn't have had it in the bedroom hidden. I don't know. But I just want my kids back. I don't want to be here. It's not my intention to take somebody's home. That's not who I am. That's not who Andrew is. We were told something by Abe, who owns the home, who told us he owned the home, who does own the home. And that's what we did. We went with him from there forth. The home cannot be moved because it is older. And I can't remember the year. As far as I understand, he cannot be evicted from what, the attorney says that I have with legal aid. I'm beside myself. I have a criminal justice degree. I'm not out here trying to take somebody's home. Once again, I just don't want to be homeless. And Abe was really he was there for us. He came over and asked if we were okay. It went on from there. It was verbal, and then it went into text messages later that evening. And we're not here to take advantage of anybody. But when you turn the utilities off, I've had numerous seizures. There's no point to it. There's no reason to be that cruel. And right now the house is hot as hell. And anyway, so again, we're not here to take advantage.
I'm sorry, did you say your children went to stay with their grandparents?
They did.
But you
because I did not want them in this. I didn't want them.
And you didn't choose to go with them?
No.
They go every summer.
This is our home. They do go every summer. They were visiting anyhow. Not this is our home. Not this is Kansas is our home. It would have taken a lot. Me and my dad did not get along personally at all. He did not want us moving in. They said that they would take care of the kids. I know it sounds like a messed up situation. It is. So no, I could not refute to their home, Your Honor. I couldn't. My kids could.
Okay.
And that's a lot of why this happened too. So that's my testimony. I don't know what else.
Mr. Holmes, do you have any questions of either of these two?
Just a few. Ms. Carter, you acknowledged that you and Mr. Henry were evicted from the lot 2, which is next door to Mr. Ritter, correct?
Yes.
And you acknowledge that the park does not want either you or him in their park.
When did I acknowledge that?
When they evicted you.
We got evicted from lot 2 only.
Told. That was never told to us.
Okay, Ms. Carter, do you understand that Mr. Ritter has a notice that he's going to be evicted because you and Mr. Henry are unauthorized and living in his trailer?
Do you understand that that's a falsified document?
No, Ms. Carter.
Ms. Carter, answer the questions.
No, I had no idea that document was even out there until I just saw it on.
Okay. And now that you know it, do you understand why he wants you out of his house?
And I would love to get out of here. I don't know where to go.
And is that the reason
we could stay?
Ms. Carter, is that the reason why you and him are still there and refuse to get out? Is because you don't know where to go?
He could come home. We have told him that.
If our money would not have been misplaced, we would leave.
And now
Andrew, don't be.
And Ms. Carter, do you understand that he doesn't want to come home until you and Mr. Henry are out of his home?
That's never, ever been voiced to us.
Well, it is today. Do you understand that?
I don't, because we have done nothing to Abe and everything was fine. I've even got text messages after this, after he moved home. I don't understand.
Ms. Carter, you and him are there because you just advised the court you have nowhere to go, even though your 3 children have now had to be placed somewhere else. You are still
2 children, and I decided to place them somewhere else.
And do you understand, Ms. Carter, that you're not a tenant there? Do you understand that?
We were a tenant.
No, we are a tenant.
You don't have a lease agreement.
Under the Kansas law, we are a tenant. Yes, we are.
You don't have a lease agreement, do you, Ms. Carter?
Yes, we do. It's a verbal.
It doesn't matter. It's verbal agreement.
Okay. And I don't have anything further, Your Honor.
Look up the statute.
All right.
I'm not here to take advantage. I will go, and now I don't have money to. What do I do?
Okay, Ms. Gardner, now it's my turn to talk, and I don't want you interrupting, and I certainly don't want the gentleman interrupting either. You don't have any legal standing to be in that home. I find that there is not a tenancy, that you basically have taken advantage of a young man or gentleman that has some limited functioning and offered his home to you, and you've taken advantage of it. He's had to move out just because he can't deal with you being there.
Oh my God.
Are you going to give this without looking at our evidence?
I gave you a chance to present your evidence.
It has been submitted to the court.
I gave you a chance to present your evidence.
No, you did not.
It has been submitted via fax.
All right, folks, I'm not going to argue with you. I'm granting the eviction. I'm granting the eviction.
You did this the last time as well.
Like to appeal based upon the law.
Granting the eviction. I am denying any counterclaim. And as you recall, you have 14 days to appeal my decision.
And we will.
And you're welcome to do that. But you are to move out of the home immediately.
So anything that they did that was illegal is overlooked?
That is my decision, Mr. Holmes, if you'll please journalize.
I will, Your Honor. Thank you.
You're welcome. And we'll be in recess. So